Today we're going to be talking about the value of you as the owner having open space in your calendar. This is extremely important because actually a few reasons. So we're going to dive into them, and I'll start with the first one. The first one is fires happen. And not literally, I mean maybe, but not my way. I haven't had actual fire. But when I say fires, I mean things come up that need your attention ASAP. And if you don't have the time for that, well, then things can get burnt. So you want to make sure that you have a good amount of time. I like to schedule a maximum of 4 hours worth of tasks in my day, or meetings in my day. So if I'm already at that 4 hours, in a general sense, unless it's a really awesome meeting that I want to have and I can't really move anything else, other than that, I will really never do more than 4 hours worth of meetings within my day. And that's between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. The first 4 hours of my day are really spent working on me and thinking of new things that I have to do in order to grow this company, get to the vision better and faster, think about some of the things that I have to think about as a CEO here, such as our opportunities, our vendors, our customer experience, our employee experience, and even the relationships that I have at home as well, because you can't really separate business and personal. If you have a bad day at home and stuff's not really good at home, you're going to bring it to work with you. And if you have a bad day at work, you're going to bring it home with you. So as much as we like to keep business and personal separated, it's hard to. So it's really good to have a good amount of time every morning to make sure that you're planning on things like that as well. Date nights with your wife and kids, how you're going to be, spending more time with them. Today, for example, I actually went to the gym with my son and we played basketball, and we did that at like 6 in the morning before he went to school at 7:30, right? Because I knew I wasn't going to be able to see him today because I have a ton of work to catch up on from a 4-day trip I was on. So you want to make sure you have that time set aside so that your personal relationships don't get affected, which drip into your work, and vice versa. Also, afterwards, from 2 on, is a time that I really like to spend catching up on things that I personally have to do that don't involve anybody else. Other customers, staff members, vendors. I really want to work on my tasks because throughout that entire day, I've been getting emails, I've been getting phone calls, and I want to make sure I go back to those things before the day's over. Also, it's really good to spend that time thinking about the relationships that you need to nurture. So your mentors, your coaches that have contributed to your success, how can you reach out to them? How can you still talk to them and make sure that you're showing your value? Go to lunch with them, go to dinner with them, buy them lunch and dinner always. Never let your mentors or coaches pay for you. And then also making sure that you're spending time thinking about the day, how it went, how it could have been done better. You need that open space. If you don't have it, then you don't get to use it to think. And if you go too many days or weeks without thinking your own thoughts, not just reading books and listening to podcasts, if you don't spend time thinking your own thoughts, then you're not practicing that behavior, which means you start getting less skilled at thinking, at being creative, and thinking about the things that are important, because your brain naturally goes into do, as opposed to plan, and think. And that's extremely important for you to be doing as a business owner. So make sure you have open space in your calendar. I personally like the times of 10 to 2. I spend a lot of time on my health and my relationships in the morning, and I spend a lot more time in catching up on whatever happened throughout the day and thinking of new ideas later in the afternoon. And every day do that. And if you can, even have a few days throughout the month where you don't work on any of those things at all, no meetings, and you really allow yourself the day to kind of reset and have more time to think about all the things you have to do, or more time to dedicate to big projects that need your full attention. So open space in your calendar, definitely start implementing that. Don't let your day get booked from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. every night. I know it's fun to say and talk about, and the show's hustle, but you can still stay productive and busy throughout that whole day without having more than 4 hours worth of meetings. You can fill it up with other stuff.